Prabhuji, may I start with the Kirtan
Yes,
Seva,
please.
Prabhuji? May I?
Yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Let's get started.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam to all devotees. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय हो। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनेति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्विताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गिरिधारी राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। Then pranam to all devotees. Today I am going to do The song Krishna Premamai Radha by Srila Jiva Goswami Ji. Hare Krishna. Krishna Premamai Radha, Radha Premamayo Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Krishna Premamai Radha, Radha Premamayo Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Krishnasya Dravinam Radha, Radhaya Dravinam Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Krishna Pranamayi Radha, Radha Pranamayo Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Radha Krishna Dravyamayi Radha, Radha Dravyamayo Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Krishna Ge Sthita Radha, Radha Ge Sthito Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Krishna Chitta Sthita Radha, Radha Chitta Sthito Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Nilambaradhara Radha, Pitambaradharo Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Radha Krishna Vrindavaneshwari Radha, Krishna Vrindavaneshwara, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Krishna Premamayi Radha, Radha Premamayo Hari, Jivane Nidhane Nityam, Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. राजीव गोस्वामी की जय हो। ट्रांसलेशन। राधा जी कृष्ण के प्रति शुद्ध प्रेम से बनी है और हरि राधा जी के प्रति शुद्ध प्रेम से बने हैं। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण ही मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। राधा जी कृष्ण का खजाना है और हरि राधा का खजाना है। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। राधा कृष्ण की प्राण शक्ति से व्याप्त है और कृष्ण राधा की प्राण शक्ति से व्याप्त है। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। राधा जी कृष्ण में पूर्णतः विलीन है और कृष्ण या हरि राधा में पूर्णतः विलीन है। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। राधा कृष्ण के शरीर में स्थित है और हरि राधा के देह में स्थित है। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। राधा कृष्ण के हृदय में स्थित है और हरि राधा के हृदय में स्थित है। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। राधा नीले रंग के वस्त्र पहनते हैं और हरि पीले रंग के वस्त्र पहनते हैं। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण ही मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। राधा वृंदावन की वामिनी है और कृष्ण वृंदावन के स्वामी है। जन्म में या मृत्यु में राधा और कृष्ण मेरे नित्य आश्रय है। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो, श्री अजीव गोस्वामी की जय हो। थैंक यू प्रभु जी फॉर सो वंडरफुल सेवा। हरे बोल। प्रभु you are on mute, Prabhu ji.
Thank you. It is we who are honored with such a talented singer group, Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome back. So let us offer our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shiuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Sadvadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. O most magnificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself, appearing as Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer respectful obeisances unto you. Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangha Pangostra Parshadam Yagnahi Sankirtana Praye Yajanti Sumedasaham. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Nana Sastra Vicharnai Kanipunau Shadadharma Samstapakau Loka Nama Hitakarinau Tribhuvane Manyau Sharanya Karau Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Ananden Mattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugau Shri Jiva Gopalakau Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I offer my respectful obeisance to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatana Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, Shri Jiva Goswami, and Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizing and studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principle for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the 3 worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are engaged in the. Thus, they are honored all over the 3 worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Shri Bhagavad Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Hare Krishna everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All gracious Shri Prabhupada, welcome back. So yesterday we did, for me this morning, so we did first half of lesson 39. So today we'll do the rest of lesson 39. So before I begin, let's hear what we covered in the first half of lesson 39. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Adi Bol. Yes, we are going through Sri Jaiva Dharma and His Grace Charachandra Prabhuji. He dealt yesterday with Sri Rasa Tattva, which are nothing but the principles of transcendental manners, so which includes Madhurya Rati, which begins from lesson 39 to lesson 44, which includes constituent personalities, their moods and activities, which will be then followed by Shringara Ras, that has the perfection of Madhurya Rati, the 4 chapters it will include. So in this chapter, lesson 39, which includes Sri Krishna's personality, his assistants and the beloved gopis in Parikya Ras. Yeah.
Yes? What happened?
1 minute, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm outside now.
Yeah, go ahead, Matan.
Yeah, this chapter included the themes, 5 themes, which includes about how Krishna's 4 self-opposing personality traits function in his Parke Leela with the variegated categories of the Vraj Gopis. So this chapter lesson included the 5 themes that Vijay Kumara dreamed that his Shiksha Guru resolved in his dream, but how Krishna could be the husband or paramour of his potency, if he being the absolute truth is non-different from it. Second theme is the nature of Krishna manifesting himself as each of the 4 kinds of heroes in his 4 opposing traits of personality. The third theme, as the hero, Krishna has 5 kinds of Gopa assistants and 2 kinds of Gopi messengers. Then the description of how gopis love Krishna in their Parkiya mood while in the illusion. So which is being created by Yoga Maya of being married to another forward man, and how does an individual spirit soul in a male body attain such a desirable gopi bhav. Then variegated categories and groups of the gopis. So one fine day, Vijay Kumara's Shiksha Guru resolved in his dream. His doubt is how Krishna could be the husband or paramour of his potency, if he being the absolute truth is non-different from it. So as per question 156, that we understand that the unmarried gopis who thought of Krishna as their husband are situated in Swakya or Parkya. So, as we know that when a person is attaining Krishna's mercy, is the most fortunate person in the entire world. The spiritual love of Gokula is manifest in his heart. He says Golok and Gokula. And so Maya frees from him. So, as per the description, yes, one day Vijay Kumara uh, could not understand that whether this Golok and Gokula are non-different and whether this Pakya Ras is rooted in Golok. He was hesitant so as to ask to his Shiksha Guru and so dreamed and resolved the query that how could Krishna be a paramount? Okay, being the absolute truth, he and his potencies are non-different. So if so, how could he be a husband or paramour of his potencies? So this was resolved by his Shiksha Guru in his dream, and due to which he fell asleep and satisfactorily cleared this doubt. So we see that Krishna's desires, they are not dependent on wishes of others. He conceals his opulence and divine power in favor of manifesting his charms and sweetness. So makes the existence of his potency separate from him, which manifest in billions of exquisitely beautiful girls who serve him diligently, but not in the mood of opulence. So in Raj, it is not the mood of opulence, it is in the mood of serving. So through his Yogamaya potency, they are made to convince themselves as if they are married to someone else. Krishna then becomes their sole paramount. In all these activities, he charms them with his playing of flute. So, a person who has attained Krishna's mercy is the most fortunate person in the entire world. So, as we know, and yes, it is uh, in favor of enjoying the Pakya Krishna suppresses even his Atmaram status, both Swakya and Parkya which are simultaneously one and different from each other, which do coexist in Golok. And so do there in the pastime forests and bowers of Golok and Vrindavan, Rajamandal, Yamuna shore, as well as on the Govardhan hills. In this way, Krishna is enjoying his potencies from time immemorial in eternal present. So, the Gopis relationship is actually the perfection of Swakya. So, Prabhuji explained yesterday that, yes, the twins of Dwarka, they are in Swakya and the Gopis' love is in Pakya Bhav. So, as these Gopis cannot be also called in the Pakya Bhav because Lord Krishna married with them in the Gandharva rites. And so it has been also considered in Swakya Bhav. So as per this, so the four kinds of heroes will be dealt. That is Anukul Nayak, Dakshina Nayak, Satya Nayak, and Drishta Nayak. And how the four traits these are executed in Anukula Nayak, that is Dhir Udatta Anukula Nayak, Dhir Lalita Anukula Nayak, Dhir Prashanta Anukul Nayak, and Dhir Udatta Anukul Nayak. So accordingly, now Prabhuji will proceed for lesson 40 so as to illustrate this in detail and about Radha Tattva also with ornaments and qualities of Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna. You are not audible, Prabhuji. You are muted.
Sorry. Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you so much. So let me share my screen with you now again. Okay, so now the first two themes that we did yesterday. So today we'll do themes 3, 4, and 5. The third theme is about Krishna as 5 kinds of the Krishna's assistants, both the gopas, the males, and the female gopis. They work as they assist Krishna in various different pastimes. So that we'll talk. The gopis act as the messengers. The Sanskrit name for messenger is dutis, and the male are dutas. That is question number 166 to 174. But before that, so question 166 is all about when Vijay Kumar is asking how many total types of Krishna are there in these different kind of pastimes. So that we will answer that. We will see that the answer. Then the fourth theme is describing how the gopis love Krishna in their parakya mood. We have heard so much about parakya rasa and how do the gopis love such diligently to Krishna in that parakya mood, while under the illusion that they were married to other gopas. By the illusion was created by Yogamaya that we discussed at such great length. In fact, that we reviewed, we covered in Gopala Champu and so many other courses. And how does an individual spirit soul, even though he may have a male body, how he could participate in Krishna Prema by such a desirable gopi bhava. So one has to imagine, even though he may be a male, but internally he is a gopi in that kind of relationship. And that also, gopi means worshipping Braja Krishna, okay, Nanda Nandana, son of Nanda Baba, and Yashoda Nandana. And the last thing, but not least, is question 179 to 197, that we will see how many different varieties of the heroines are there. Heroine means the gopis, different categories and different groups of the gopis. So that we will hear. So let's dive into it. So first that question, question number 165 by Vijay Kumara. He is asking how many total types of heroes are there. Hero means only one, Krishna, but in different kind of pastimes, he displays at different varieties of being hero. So first, so types of Krishna we are talking about, okay? So first there are 2 types of Krishna. One is as a pati or a husband in Swakiya Rasa, and then there is a upapati, male paramour of the gopis. So these are the 2 types. Now these 2 types are going to be multiplied as we go along. So first there are, so these 2 types going to be multiplied, okay? So then we will see the 4 aspects of his personality. First, Dhira Udatta. He is very, very faithful to one particular heroine, and that he's in love, especially Srimati Radharani. And then the second kind of personality, he has Dhir Lalita. Third quality is this Dhir Prashanta or Shanta. And the fourth is Dhira Udatta, very obnoxious kind of thing. Now remember, this kind of negative way is not really his name. He is acting in that particular way to further enhance the love of the gopis for him in this Parakya Rasa. That is precisely because of that he's doing that. So then comes back to, so those are 4 multiplied by the previous 2. So 4 into 2, 8. Okay. Now the 4 aspects of his pastime dependent behavior. Anukulya, that is favorable. And then dakshina, that is compliance, and the third is shata, that is a very deceitful behavior, and the final, the worst one, is the drashta, impudent. That means he doesn't care, he wouldn't care to hide the telltale signs of the time he spent with the rival of Sri Radharani. And then he does show up next day to Radharani because he did not show up previous appointment that he had with Radha, and Radharani poorly waiting all night in anticipation that he will come, but he was spending time with her rival Chandravali. So that is this drashta behavior. Okay, so now that means another multiplied by 4. So 2 into 4, 8, 8 into 4, 32. 32. And the final 3 kinds is that his pastimes are perfect in Dwarka, more perfect in Mathura, and the most perfect is in Vraja. So 32 times 3. So how many total types now? 96 types that he depicts those pastimes, dependent kind of personalities, heroes. Totally 96 types. Okay, so now we'll see to this particular slide. This is about the question regarding how many and what kind of Krishna has the assistants. Both the 5 kind of Gopa assistants, male, and the 2 kinds of Gopi messengers, dutis. So this is a complicated slide. So what I'm going to break into 2 segments is male assistants and then the female assistants. Okay. The first, male assistants, there are 5 kinds. Cheta, that is very, very so this number 1 through 5, 5 being the most confidential associates, very, very close associates, 1 being the least one. So Cheta is the confidential messenger, and what kind of roles they depict. So they are very expert in arranging Krishna's rendezvous with the gopis, and naturally very, very bold and arrogant. Arrogant particularly because they have to behave that way. Some gopis are hard to get, and sometimes they become angry because Krishna don't show up at the appointed time. So that's why this Gopa assistants, they facilitate, they pacify the gopis and promote and the gopis meeting with Krishna. So that is the role. So here are the 2 examples as the Cheta confidential messengers. One is Bhangura, the other one is Bringara. Then the next higher up comes Vita. They kind of again, they also promote the meeting of Krishna with the gopis. So they prepare Krishna appropriately. They are very expert in dressing Krishna appropriately and decorating Krishna with all the flowers and so on like that. There are wild flowers growing in Vraja, all the tilakas and everything like that. So they are very clever and skilled in various conversations they arrange with the gopis. And sometimes they're very cunning also to pacify the gopis in a cunning way, but in a positive way. And bringing others under their control, all the gopis they bring under their control. And they that way promote Krishna meeting with the gopis. So in that, the examples are given this Kadara and Bharati Bandhu. They're extremely talented in what they do, how they assist Krishna. Then the third kind is Vidushaka. Vidushaka really literally means the comedians. Madhumangala is the prime example in that category. Madhumangala is physically deformed, somewhat handicapped from the back, and he's handicapped in walking also. And that is kind of a little bit amazing. He is one of the very confidential associates of Krishna, but he also had this physical deformity. So this is all in the service of Krishna. That's what it is. So that's a good kind of teaching lesson for us, that no matter what we might be suffering, just because we are devotees of Krishna doesn't mean that we may not have this suffering. Now, of course, these devotees are really eternal associate of Krishna. They are not here because of the karmas. Their deformities, physical deformities, not due to karma, but as they are in Golok Vrindavan Dham also like that. So this Vidushaka, they make jokes, very good making jokes, and self-denigrating jokes actually. So they're very fond of eating. They love eating and quarreling. Quarreling means in a sweet way of quarreling. An expert in inducing laughter. That's how they create laughter among their audience. And by means of their funny gestures, jokes, and self-denigrating jokes actually, mostly. And the examples are like already one mentioned, Madhu Mangala. The other example is Vasanta. Then the still higher than that is number 4th category is this Peter Mardaka. They are constant companion of Krishna all the time. They keep a close association because they have a much more important role to play in having Krishna meeting the different gopis. So they have qualities like those of almost like Krishna, not quite, but almost. And he is the hero's constant companion. And that good example is Sridama. Sridama actually happens to be brother of Srimati Radharani. Then the last but not least is the most confidential, very, very dear friend of Krishna. There's nothing secret of Krishna to these close associates. They're constantly with him when Krishna meets with the gopis. And the example is Subala. Subala would coordinate meeting of Krishna with particular gopis, representing the gopis. So there is a gopi who would act on behalf of the gopis. They and coordinate with all the facilities and arrangement with Subala on the side of Krishna. So as Krishna's closest sakhas, they know everything, all the confidential aspect, most confidential aspect of Krishna, they are aware of it. So all these 5 kinds of assistants are very, very expert in speaking, joking words, always bound by ties, strong friendship, and being very, very faithful to Krishna. On behalf of Krishna, they will act and promote Krishna to all the gopis. And they are good character judges of good time and circumstances. Where is the best time? Where is the best circumstances that Krishna should meet a particular gopi? And speaking confidential words to pacify. Sometimes gopis are angry with Krishna, and their role is to pacify the gopis. Sometimes by different ways. Sometimes playing a good cop versus bad cop. So like a stick and carrot. So they offer some that if you do meet Krishna, how Krishna will reciprocate his love for you, like that. And when they don't, they still remain adamant, then there's a little threat also that if you don't come, sooner or later you're going to have to come. So better come willingly, like that. So like cops, good cops versus bad cops. Okay, now as the hero, Krishna has 2 kinds of gopi messengers. Okay, they are called dutis. So they are female assistants. One is Swayam Duti, those who are self-appointed, and others are appointed ones, Apta Duti. Among the self-appointed messengers, Krishna's sidelong glance and the sound of his flute. And of course, they are not gopis, but they are acting as the role of messenger. The way Krishna looks sideways and that's a great uddipana for the gopis. So, and that's a feminine word. And same way, flute in Sanskrit, murli, it's a feminine word. So they work as if a gopi messenger for Krishna. And among the Aptaduti, those who are appointed ones, there are some of the examples like Veera, who is expert in speaking bold and outrageous words. Again, these are all kind of pastimes, lila, promote Krishna, meeting with Krishna. So they would act on behalf of Krishna like that, expert in speaking bold way and outrageous words. And Vrinda Devi, who speaks very, very sweetly, very, very gently, you know. So they, both ways, they convince a particular gopi and pacify them to meet with Krishna. They might be reluctant outwardly, of course, inwardly, they're all looking forward to meet Krishna, you know. So both of these particular Duti groups are extraordinary. Among the ordinary ones include Lingini, these are some of the such gopis, Dutis, Daivagna, and Shilpa Karini. A more detailed description will follow later when we talk about different heroines and different, so many different groups in that. Just like we discussed the Krishna's assistants. So now this is the question. Questions are 173 to 174 relative to Swakiya Rasa, which is kind of dull and not much excitement. You know, the queen's wives, anytime Krishna wants to see them, they are always available in serving Krishna. But in Parakya Rasa, much more challenging. Some of the gopis are hard to get. Okay, and the circumstances, how Krishna had to overcome the difficulties in meeting Radharani. So Radharani's, you know, mother-in-law is there, sister-in-law is there. Radharani's mother-in-law is Jatila, and sister-in-law is Kutila. And how we discuss all this in Sri Radha Tattva course, of course, you know. So how Krishna had to get around through the assistance of his sakhas and meet. So in Parakya Rasa is much more excitement in because of that, you know, and gives him more pleasure, you know. So here there are 6 different points are here. So almost all the Braja gopis are in the Parakya Rasa. Almost all gopis without exception, because in Madhurya Rasa there is nothing higher than Parakya Rasa. In fact, that is the reason Parakya Rasa is there. Okay. So Lord Shiva, this is, you might be surprised to hear. I was surprised to hear. Lord Shiva is an expert in understanding the mellows of Madhura Rasa. You know, and he explains that when women are very, very hard to get, men likes that kind of woman. You know, who are not easy to. Chandravali is very, very submissive, so that's not much excitement to Krishna. But Radharani is showing mana, very difficult to get. You know? So that's why Krishna is more attracted to Radha. You know, Chandravali, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands, but Radha is just one exception. No one is like Radha. You know? So sometimes and many times she's in that mana, very difficult to get. So those kind of women are very, very dear. Krishna is no exception. Most men also like that. You know? It's more challenging to win the love of such a girl. You know? Very hard to get and protected by a host of obstacles. More difficulties, the greater there is a determination to win that gopi's love. And Kamadeva uses his most powerful weapons in that. Third point, the situation is particularly acute when the hero is forbidden to meet his beloved. How we saw in Radha Tattva course, how Krishna has to hide outside the house of Srimati Radharani and waiting for the right kind of opportunity when Radharani's mother-in-law, sister-in-law is away, and how to get Radha outside the home like that, you know. So he would hide on a tree, waiting for the right kind of opportunity. So situation is that kind of acute when the hero is forbidden, not very easy to meet his beloved. So it's very unapproachable. Then the hero's heart is strongly attracted to her, that Gopi. Here it is Radharani. Despite he may always be Atmarama, self-sufficient, self-satisfied, but that is always suppressed when it comes to Parakya Rasa. The fourth point, Krishna multiplied himself as many times as there were gopis in the Rasa Leela. In fact, you would be surprised, Rasa Leela, there were over billion gopis were there. And that many billion forms, Krishna multiplied himself. So that is the one reason, don't try to imitate Krishna's Rasa Leela, because you cannot be like Krishna. You cannot multiply yourself like that. So there is a caution, a note of caution, that sadhaka bhakta, those who are practitioners, should never ever attempt to imitate Krishna's Rasa Leela. It's unique for Krishna. There are billion gopis, but only one Krishna there. The bottom line here is to understand how deeply the Vraja gopis loved Krishna. That is the main point here to remember. Okay, now moving on. Here the description of how the gopis love Krishna in their parakya mood, while in the illusion. We discussed yesterday about that. They were really not married to other gopas. Who they married were their replicas, shadows of the original form, exact replica created by Yogamaya. To get around first the Garga's warning. That's why this Radharani's parents, Kirti Devi, and her father, they had to give up. Initially, they wanted to have Radharani marry Krishna. All the gopis' parents wanted them to marry Krishna, but because of the grave warning that they will suffer 100 years of separation, coming from Gargapuni as a representative of Vasudevji. So they, in that fear, they had to marry gopis to other gopas, and that other gopis were created as a shadow by Yogamaya. There's one reason. And yet Yogamaya made such a impression on the gopis. Internally, they were made to be aware that they were married to other gopas, even though they were not really married. They who were married was their shadows, illusory forms created by Yogamaya. But they were under the impression that, so they could enjoy their Parakya Rasa. Krishna could enjoy Parakya Rasa because of that. So that is what it is here, that illusion was created by Yogamaya of them being married to other gopas. So sadhaka or bhava bhakta who is qualified to practice Madhura Rasa should worship, very important. Even though you are in a male body, and if you want to have Madhura Rasa, then the object of worship is Krishna, but no any other Krishna. Krishna, who is Nanda Nandana, who is a Gopa, coward boy of Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya, not the one Krishna of Mathura and Dwarka. So those are the expansions of Krishna, the fourfold expansions, Chaturviya expansions. And there Krishna is as a Vasudeva. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, that kind of expansions. So here it is Vraja Krishna we are talking about, okay? Don't forget that. Madhura Rasa means it's Vraja Krishna. So this was an individual soul in the male body, how they can attain such a gopi bhav by that way. So externally we may have a male body, but internally we are like a gopi, okay, and in great love with Krishna in the Paratya Bhav. Second point, unless one thinks oneself as a gopi who is married to another gopa, it is not possible to attain Paratya Rasa. That is the highlight of Paratya Rasa, means that you are attached to someone else but loving Krishna in that Paratya Rasa. So Rajagopis never, actually they never met their so-called husband because they were never married to them. And those gopas, they never felt that much jealousy because they always had their wives by their side. The shadow gopis, the illusory forms of gopis were always by their side. So they were not that kind of suspecting that. Nor do their husband ever feel jealous because of that. For the gopis' husbands are all creation the gopis' husbands are all creations of Yoga Maya. It is the shadow of gopis that is the creation. Okay. Third point, they never had any husband but Krishna. Still, in the external, eternal present, Nitya Vartamana, that is in the spiritual world, the feature of time in the spiritual world, it's always present. No past, no future. The gopis eternally think that they are wives of someone other than Krishna. Even the reality was not like that. And that was the reason Lakshmi Devi, who always desired to be the gopi able to participate in Rasa Leela, but she was disqualified because she could not accept that kind of role, being the wife of someone else, because Lakshmi Devi is very, very chaste to Lord Narayana. So she could not accept that. That's why she disqualified to become a gopi in the Rasa Leela. Okay, let's take a short 5 minutes break. Today also I'm going to try my best to have ample time for discussion. So much interesting discussion took place, never in the morning. So that kind of discussion I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to try my best to give you 30, 40 minutes maybe. At least 30 minutes for sure. Just about 1 minute to go. All right. So this is the final theme now, theme 5. These are questions 179 to 197. And in this 5th theme, we're going to hear varieties of heroines, gopis, okay? Different groups, subgroups, and so on like that. They're all, remember, they are very, very exquisitely beautiful gopis. In this material world, you cannot have that kind of beauty. So there are 3 varieties of such gopis are there. One who are sadhana siddha, sadhana para sundaris. Sundaris mean beautiful gopis. And they became gopi by sadhana bhakti. Okay. And among this, the sages of sages of Dandakaranya are there, as well as the scriptures, personified Vedic scriptures. They are included in that. Then there are Devi Sundaris. They are the demigoddesses who became gopis. Brahmaji asked them, and some of these gopis are actually the third, whereas Nitya Priya Sundaris, they are the eternal associate, eternal gopis of Krishna from Goloka. Okay, and they descended along with Krishna in the material world to assist, to pass the gopi bhava. You know, they are eternally dear gopis. So let's look into that. So there are 2 categories of those. So those who are sadhana siddha. Through sadhana bhakti, they become qualified. One is yautiki, yautiki means belonging to certain group, youth, you know, youth group, Yutheshwari. And the other one is Ayutheshwari. Those are inspired by the gopis' passionate love of Krishna. So those are one who become inspired to see, inspired, not inspired, inspired to see how the gopis become such great lovers. So the sages of Dandakaranya, remember those we discussed earlier, those are the sages. They wanted to have become gopis for Krishna, okay? But Krishna was not directly available to them. So at that time, when in the Lord Ramachandra's incarnation, Lord Ramachandra was spending his vanvas, his exile in forest, in Dandaka Aranya. Aranya means forest. So there they saw Lord Ramachandra, and they were so much attracted by the beauty, by the handsomeness of Lord Ramachandra, but they couldn't marry Lord Ramachandra. They couldn't have love for that because Ramachandra was Ek Patni Brata, you know. So, but they were promised that in Krishna Leela, they can become gopis and they can have association with the Lord. So those are the sages. Then they engage in the devotional service. So attracted by Lord Rama's handsomeness, attained perfection through sadhana bhakti and bhava bhakti, and then took birth as the gopis in Braja in Krishna Leela, and become perfected at the beginning of the Rasa dance. And this is from the scriptural reference Padma Purana and Brihad Vamana Purana. Then there are, as I told you, the personified Upanishads. when they saw the gopis' good fortune become filled with wonder, and they faithfully perform austerities, very, very difficult austerities. These are the scriptures personified. In fact, one of the last chapter in the 10th canto is about how they offer their prayers, the personified scriptures. So some of those personified Upanishads, they did these great austerities, and that's how they perfected themselves and became gopis. They were born in Braja as the gopis, filled with spiritual love, Premavati. And those that are ayatuki, they're inspired by the gopis' passionate love for Krishna. So among them, there are Prachina, long-standing, and those who are Navina, more recent ones. So among the Prachina, they attain Salokya Mukti together with the Nitya Priya gopis a long time ago. Okay, so Nitya Priya means eternal lover of Krishna. So they, when they become these particular women, they become associates, served in the group of such eternal gopis. The Navina, those who came to Raja by taking birth among the demigoddesses, human and other beings, and they eventually become Prachina by associating with the first group. So they both are exceptionally attached to Gopi Bhava and perform sadhana with intense eagerness and natural anuraga. Anuraga means great attachment. Raga means attachment. Anu means following in the footsteps of those gopis. So some take birth alone, or others in the groups of 1, 2, 3, like that, So here in this slide, what you see are the demigoddesses who became gopis when Krishna descended here in Braja. So how that happened? So some Nitya Priya Sundaris, they are eternal associates of Krishna in Goloka. So when Krishna descended in Braja to assist his Leela, they also came actually when Krishna, his expansion, came into the heavenly planets, they took Krishna expanded as Vamandev, the dwarf incarnation, and he became a younger brother, willingly younger brother of Indra, the king of the demigods. And there, this Nitya Sundaris, the eternal associates of Krishna in the Golok Vrindavan Dham, to assist Krishna's pastimes in Braja, they took birth right actually in the demigods' world, heavenly planets, because Lord Vamandev is there and Krishna himself. So when Krishna appeared as an Amsha incarnation, Amsha incarnation means their kala, they're part of it, not the whole. Lord Vamandev is like that. So among the demigods from the womb of Mother Aditi, some Nitya Priya gopis took birth among the demigoddesses. And to please him, please Krishna, Lord Vamandev, at that time, when Krishna took birth as he is original in Vraja, when he took, so those demigoddesses, they were originally Nitya Sundaris, they descended along with Krishna. And Brahmaji also asked them to take birth in the Gopa families. So the demigods are Vivina Amsha, manifestation of Krishna. Lord Shiva and Brahma are the chief demigods, and they were never born from a woman, from a womb of a woman, Lord Shiva is called Swayambhu, as he is born like that. And Lord Brahma, of course, created by Lord Shri Krishna. They were not born from a mother womb, and they possess 55 qualities. Conditioned souls, there are maximum 50. Okay, they have 5 qualities more than that. That's why they are chief demigods. So before Krishna appeared, as he is in Goloka Vrindavan, Goloka spiritual world, and they came to Gokula Vraja. So Brahma ordered such demigoddesses to also appear, take birth in the Gopa families. So there are those demigoddesses turned into the gopis, right? So that's one group. The other group is the Gayatri Devi, the mother of the Vedas, manifested as Kama Gayatri. So immediately Rajakumara asked, isn't Gayatri Devi is beginningless? She's eternal, all right? So how could that be possible? How could they be taking birth? So yes, Siksha Guru agreed, that's true. However, the beginningless Kama Gayatri first appeared in the form of goddess Gayatri. So Gayatri herself is an expansion of Kama Gayatri. Okay, and because of her engagement in sadhana bhakti, she could understand how fortunate the Upanishads were there who became gopis. So they were inspired by that. So then, along with Gopala Tapani Upanishad, Gopala Tapani Upanishad also personified. She also came as a gopi actually. So Kama Gayatri also came like that, took birth in Braja. So that way, the goddess Gayatri is eternally distinct from Kama Gayatri. So the second point here, it is not Mahamaya, but it was Yogamaya, Krishna Chitta Shakti, who made the Nitya Priya gopis in Goloka think. It is not Mahamaya, but the Yogamaya, Krishna's Chitta Shakti, who made the Nitya gopis, Nitya Priya gopis in Goloka think that they are married to gopas other than Krishna. We have been talking repeatedly on that by Yogamaya. Mahamaya cannot play a role in the spiritual aspect of it. Krishna is all spiritual, gopis are all spiritual. So Mahamaya has no jurisdiction. It's the Yogamaya, she also has the illusory power, but that illusion is to promote Krishna meeting the gopis, Krishna enjoying the Paratya Rasa. She arranges Nitya Priya to appear in Braja as the gopis. So she arranges their marriages to other gopas, and then Krishna as their paramour in Paratya Rasa. So Yogamaya acts in accordance with Krishna's own desire, Ichha Shakti. Sometimes Krishna is not aware, but already Krishna has given that authority for Yogamaya to act on it. So Krishna's Ichha Shakti, what is his desire, innermost desire, Yogamaya knows about it, what's Krishna's mood, and she particularly arranged for Krishna's pleasure. Okay, here the Nitya Sundaris, Nitya Priya Sundaris, or eternally dear gopis, we are going to hear a little bit more about that. So Nitya Priya gopis, they're eternal associates of Krishna from Goloka, among whom Sri Radha and Chandravali are the chief ones. Possesses transcendental beauty, intelligence, and host of other virtues. They are beyond the limitations of time and space, clearly, just like Krishna, beyond time and space. So they are the eternal associates, eternal gopis of Krishna, right from Goloka. So they are obviously also beyond the influence of time and space. So here, this is a verse from Brahma Samhita. I worship Govinda, the primordial Lord, who resides in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency, Ladini Shakti. Radharani is Ladini Shakti, pleasure potency of Krishna. So their companions are also her confidants. All the other gopis in Goloka, they are really ultimately the expansions of Srimati Radharani, who embodied the extension of her bodily form and who are imbued and permeated with the ever-blessing spiritual rasa. And this is from Brahma Samhita. Among the Nitya Priya gopis, Radha, Chandravali, Vishaka, Lalita, Shyama, Padma, Saidya, Bhadrika, Tara, Vichitra, Gopali, Dharishta, and Pali. They are the few of the examples. There are many. all these gopis are Yuteshwaris. They are the group leaders. And we are going to learn more in much greater detail in the next class. Okay? Are Yuteshwaris, leaders of groups of gopis. Among the Yuteshwaris, the 8 gopis, the principal gopis, there are Astagopis, headed by Srimati Radharani, are the pradhana, main, primary, most important gopis. Some are followers of Radha, while others are those of Chandravali. There are different groups, and then the third group is a neutral group. Out of special affection and respect, some gopis belong to Lalita. So there are subgroups also. Of course, Lalita and Vishaka are part of Radharani's group, okay? But some are more attached to Lalita and Vishaka, so they become a subgroup in that, okay? But Lalita and Vishaka themselves are the part of Srimati Radharani. And there are also some gopis, just to increase that the transcendental rasa, even though they belong to the Srimati Radharani's group, but they show more love towards Krishna than Radha, and others are more love for Krishna, Radha and Krishna, to promote that kind of thing. Okay. Sometimes in Vishaka, Lalita also like that. They are very, very strong defenders of Radharani, but sometimes to promote this rasa, they would sometimes Radharani is in mana, and she would become so angry. She would say, "I don't want to see Krishna anymore," you know. And that time, Vishaka would convince her, "Please, please, Sri Krishna is begging you. He should be forgiven. Please make up with Krishna," like that. Sometimes they do like that to promote the divine couple meet. So Sri Radha and many other gopis are secretly mentioned. Actually, Srimad Bhagavatam, we don't see the clear, it's kind of an unambiguous way. Clearly, you don't hear Radha's name or any of the gopis' name, but indirectly, some of the verses are there, and that is actually explained by Srila Jaiva Goswami. Here, and to keep qualified ones far away, carefully study of Sri Rupa Goswami's Ujjwal Nilamani, that is actually mentioned, and how indirectly some of the verses they identified, exactly like this Radha. Radha is mentioned as Anuradha, Aradhana. Aradhana means great worshipping. Aradhana is actually Shri Radha. That verse is there. So in the same way, other gopis are also mentioned in an indirect way in the Bhagavatam, so as to protect those who are not really the devotees, you know. And Sukadeva Goswami did not want that, because these are the most confidential topics. Sukadeva Goswami did not want to be there, because that assembly, Sukadeva Goswami narrating Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, at that time there are 88,000 sages were there. Not all of them were qualified to hear such confidential topics. So it was given in a hidden, indirect way. Okay, so that finishes, and like I promised you, we are almost like 45 minutes for great discussion taking place. So I want to make sure that everybody is very, very clear what is Parakya Rasa. And also I want everyone to very clearly understand that these gopis were never really married to other gopas. They who married were her shadows, their shadows actually, created by Yogamaya. Okay? Even then, Yogamaya internally, she made sure she made gopis realize in that impression that they were married to other gopas. But in reality, they were never married to other gopas. Okay, it was their shadows, you know. But so that they could participate in Parakya Rasa, and that is what Krishna desired. And Yogamaya, knowing Krishna's desire, Ichha Shakti, she served Krishna in that particular way. So I want that point to be very, very clear. Okay? And how, other point I want also in discussion want to make clear is how the devotees who are external in the male bodies, how they could participate in Gopi Bhav. We discussed here, but I want that to be discussed also. So these are the few examples I'm already telling you ahead of time. Let's have a very, very active, interesting discussion and learn more in what we covered in greater depth by actually in this kind of discussion, by question answer session. Just as this whole Jaiva Dharma that we see, it's all question answer session. Same with Srimad Bhagavatam, it's all question answer session. There is exactly the way to properly understand and deeply understand Haribol.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for the class. This morning also I heard it on YouTube. Sorry, I couldn't join the Zoom session.
I understand
But
it's a working day.
so I was intrigued by the question what Sharat Prabhuji asked. And then there was this explanation that there were two sets of the same gopis, one Yogamaya potency. So this is for Madhurya Ras gopis, but how about the elderly gopis that were present in Vatsalya Bhav? Like they had children, right? They had their gopas. So all these gopas were coming from those elderly gopis.
No, here we are talking about Madhurya Rasa, right? So elderly gopis, they are in Vatsalya Rasa. So
Vatsalya Rasas.
Yeah.
So that was they were only one piece. Sorry.
Let me ask you, did you attend our Ujjwal Nilamani course? I don't remember. I'm not sure.
Yes, Prabhuji, but I might have missed a couple of the sessions because I had services.
Okay. All right. So elderly gopis, they were purely at Vatsalya Rasa.
So in that case, then
So
they
had their own sons also. In spite of Krishna, they were in much greater attachment for Krishna, more than their own sons.
Yes, Prabhuji, that session I attended. So that means only the Madhurya Ras gopis were having two sets. One Yogamaya created the Chaya gopis, like the shadow gopis, but that doesn't apply to the Vatsalya Ras gopis.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Prabhuji, that's all I wanted to ask.
Elderly gopis are all in Vatsalya Rasa.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Yeah,
but that was very nice to have that question thrown by Sharat Prabhuji, and then there was this discussion. I enjoyed the discussion after the lesson. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we might expand a little bit more. I'll ask Sharat Prabhuji to clarify those points. Okay, let's open for discussion.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandut Pranam. Yeah, it was very nice class again today. I just question Prabhuji, we can understand sages in Dandakaranya because they were present as a person. But when you say Upanishad personified, they also come as a gopis. This is what we can understand. How to understand this? Like where Upanishads that are in the form of book. We hear in Bhagavatam, they glorify and all those things. But how to understand the Upanishad?
Let me give one example. In India, the prime ministership, the prime minister is there, right? That kind of democracy we have. So all the ministry is there, right? Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Health, and so on like that. So when you say the ministry, it's not just the ministry, but they are represented by a particular person. There's a personified form of that ministry is by the ministers like that. Same way in the presidential system, we have secretaries, right? Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State, like that. So there's a person behind that who are responsible for that kind of thing, or heading that particular way. So in the Upanishads, Shastras, there is a person in everything in spiritual world. There is a personification of everything. These rivers, mountains, common person are very difficult to accept them. But the rivers and mountain in our Hindu Shastra, our Sanatana Dharma, there is a person behind that. Yamuna River, okay? Yamuna Devi is there. Ganga Devi is there. There's a person, Ganga Devi is there, like that. Yamuna Devi, like that. Yamuna Devi is one of the queens, Kalindi of Krishna. So like that, there's a person behind that. So same way, scriptures in Bhagavatam, scriptures personified offer prayers. I think it was the 89th chapter or 90th chapter like that. I don't remember exactly. And Sharat Prabhu could tell us. So there is a chapter there where they offer prayers. So pray. So in the same way, time is also personified. Kali Yuga, Sati Yuga, Kali Yuga. There's a Kali named person is there who is been given charge of that particular activities in that particular yuga, like that. So there is a person behind that who is in charge. Same way like this rain god, Indradev. Rain is there, right? But rain, there's a personified who is in charge of creating rain. Same way, oceans also there are persons. Varuna Dev, the god, demigod of the water, like that. So mountains, rivers, Himalaya, there's a person behind that, Himalaya. Vindhyachala, there's a person behind that. All these things, there's a person behind that who are in charge of that particular department. Am I making clear that to you?
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks.
Yeah. So that is what in our Shastra says, that everybody, there's a person behind that. So Upanishad, there is also a person behind that who inspired the sages like Srila Vyasadeva, like that. And all the scriptures, there's a person behind that. Hare Krishna. Any other points, questions, points?
Hare Krishna.
In the Western world, how can you convince the Western people that there's a mountain, there's a person behind that? Rivers, there's a lady behind that, like that. But what we have to understand, that means there is a person who is in charge of that particular department, making rain, Agni Dev, the fire god. So there's a person behind it. Varuna Dev, the person who is in charge of oceans and waters, like that. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, Rajiv Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. There's a good many points to learn. This Upanishad personification, first time I am hearing, Prabhu. Thank you so much for that one.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, please.
Self-appointed duties and appointed duties, they're the two varieties you spoke, Prabhu. So is there any hierarchy? I mean, from mundane point of view, appointed duties are more officially appointed. So they might be more powerful than the self-appointed duties, or can we?
No, not like that. Not like that.
Yes, Prabhu.
The self-appointed duties, they are much at a higher level, and than those who are appointed. They are particularly, the self-appointed duties are particularly very, very closely attached to Krishna, to help Krishna. The Krishna's own flute is that kind of situation, in that through flute he transmitted, just before the Rasalila started, remember Krishna played a flute only, and he sent the message through the flute song to the gopis, and whatever the activities gopis were engaged, they left everything in the middle of it. Some of them were cooking, some of them were serving their husband, some of them, they all rushed to meet Krishna. So that message was sent through that flute song, Krishna playing. So flute herself, flute is actually in Sanskrit, Murli is a feminine word. So that she acted as a self-appointed dut, a messenger of Krishna.
Okay.
In that kind of.
Oh, okay. So
these are the examples of Murli, the flute, and Krishna's own sidelong glance. There are just two examples, but there are gopis who also are there. Self-appointed gopis were there too. Also.
Yeah, I mean, these appointed duties are basically passing the message of what is the Radharani's status, where he's there, what he's doing, this, what he's. I mean, just in Monday.
No, their role is to send. Radharani has her own group of duties. She would send messages through her, and same with Krishna sending message on his behalf. Some of the gopis were there, some gopas, of course, there, and their main role is to unite the divine couple, basically.
Correct.
And in Ujjwal Nilamani, we saw the different description how they used to send messages on the leaves.
Yes.
they write their message on the leaves actually, and
Yes.
they send the messages like that. And Radharani's parrot, who was Sukadeva Goswami actually, as a parrot, and she used to also travel back and forth to Krishna and Radha and transmit each other's messages.
Yes. Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you so much, Prabhu. And you say that the Gopas, because there is a illusory energy of the Lord itself, so Gopas don't have the envy towards their wife. First, they are not married yet, but they marries to their image form of the Gopas. But if the Gopas don't have the envious towards these gopis, those who are meeting Krishna, is that rasa is missing, Prabhu? Because it's all done for the Krishna's enjoyment. All the rasas are happening because of the Krishna's.
Exactly, you're right.
Yes.
The Gopas, those shadow gopis were married to them, right? So,
Yes.
so they did not have that much jealousy towards Krishna by and large extent, because they always had the wives by themselves with them. So they did not suspect like that.
Yes.
But for the rasa, we hear in Ujjwal Nilamani how Chandravali's husband,
Yes.
whose name I forgot, Gada or something like that was their name. So he used to feel jealous about that because of what particular rasa like that. Chandravali used to meet like that. Even though Chandravali herself, it was not there. It was her shadow form was with him, you know. But for the rasa, same with Radharani, her husband is Abhimanyu, okay?
Yes.
Not the Abhimanyu of the Pandava's grandson, but the Abhimanyu name was there. Same way, you know, all the rasas were created, how Krishna would go and make a fool of Abhimanyu and all these things that we hear is for the rasa purpose. But primarily, they never actually had jealousy, Isha towards Krishna, because they already had their wives with them, but they're shadow gopis.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, bro. If nobody has, I can ask further questions. So please, I can open to others.
Well, you ask the question now. So while they are thinking, go ahead.
Yes. You said that Gayatri and Kama Gayatri, Prabhu. I'm not really clear about that one, Prabhu. Gayatri and Kama Gayatri. So could you please
describe in the book? The Gayatri Devi is the mother of all the Vedas, right? And Kama Gayatri is one of his expansion of other like that. It's not very clear. It was not very clear to me. But the way it is worded here, because there says Kama Gayatri, I forgot just now, who is the beginningless, eternally present. How is it possible how to understand that? So the Shiksha Guru explained that that it was Gayatri, whose expansion of Kama Gayatri, that is the one who became like that. So it's a little bit confusion about that who's who, you know, in that regard. Maybe Sharad Prabhu might know that. But I was little, like you, I was a little bit confused about it when I read that. But nonetheless, they are the either Gayatri or Kama Gayatri. I think it's a Gayatri is the mother of all the Vedas.
Okay.
And Kama Gayatri is the expansion of that, who became a gopi.
Yes.
That's
so,
wrong in that, okay?
Yeah, I mean, the Gayatri mantra where we are receiving when we have this Brahmana initiation, that is of the Gayatri. Am I correct? Expansion. Is that is a personification of the gopis form? And we take that one.
Kama Gayatri became a gopi or expansion, but the Gayatri that you remember is exactly the same Gayatri that we are talking about, the mother of all the Vedas.
Okay. So, I mean, basically
Lord Brahma composed the Gayatri mantra actually. That's to my understanding. Understanding.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Just on the Kama Gayatri and the Gayatri, wasn't Kama Gayatri the one which Sri Krishna played his flute into the ears of Brahma at the time of creation? So that was Kama Bija Gayatri. That was
correct. You're right.
So that is probably the source of all Gayatris and Kama Gayatri, because the initial Gayatri that was instructed by Sri Krishna through his flute to Brahma, and then the rest of the Gayatris. I mean,
yeah, you might be right there. Exactly. Yeah. Let's hear from Sharat Prabhuji on this aspect. Sharat Prabhuji, do you have some more information on that? Hello, Sharat Prabhuji? I think must have stepped out. Anybody else? He'll be with us shortly.
because I remember reading in Brahma Samhita, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's purports on that. I vaguely remember long time ago read it. So
Yeah, I also read it long time back. Kama Bija that is mentioned there, you know.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Namaskar.
Oh, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Bol.
So I had the same question what Rajiv Prabhuji asked about Gayatri, and that's sort of answered. I would like to hear more from Sir Prabhu. But other than that, very wonderful class. I like that slide. I think you covered this the 96 aspects of Krishna, right? That goes into that. You covered that in the previous class also when we did. I think that's Ujjwala Nilamani, right?
Ujjwala Nilamani, we covered that.
Yeah,
Most of the book we are
so
here is from Ujjwala Nilamani.
correct. So that was so wonderful. And then not related to class, but just one personal note to share. Exactly this time, like last week on Saturday, like Dad passed away, and you were giving the class on Sthayi Bhava, and I could sense that I think he got a lot of benefit, although he was not hearing directly. But yeah, he passed away very, very peacefully. So I just wanted to share with this group, and thank you, Prabhu.
It was sung like you know. Bhagavatam says.
No, Prabhu, it was so interesting. I was just sitting and I was analyzing, and it's like 6:45 a.m. and I was going through. So last week the class I started, but I forgot to stop the recording, so it went on for 3 hours. But I could then tell you, oh, okay, this was a good time. So thank you, Prabhu.
Your father is in good hands now, because it's Lord Nrsimhadeva's promise here. Whosoever born in whose family a devotee comes, 21 generation before and 20 generation after, they are all going to become a devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So these classes are always so important, and they continue to be very important. I remember when my wife was going for delivery for second kid, I was sitting with you. We were doing a class, and then this is now that class.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Sanjeev Prabhuji, heartfelt, sincere condolences and prayers. Very sorry about your loss.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So,
Sorry to hear.
Shastra says, it's a mixed feelings, when devotees goes, that we are not going to see such a devotee, but at the same time, a devotee leaves his mortal body, they go back to spiritual world. So that is a mixed message is there. So Sanjeev Prabhu's father is clearly very, very fortunate soul, to have his son as a devotee.
Thank you, Prabhu. Just learned a lot from you, and
Prabhuji,
many times we don't meet we don't meet a lot of expectations, but we keep trying for you. Hare Krishna.
But he left very peacefully, right? That's what he told me.
Very, very peacefully, probably. Yeah, he was suffering, but and exactly this time.
My mother also left very, very peacefully. My mother.
Yeah, I remember she used to attend all your classes.
Passed away right in my arms, actually. She passed away like that. Whatever I am today as a devotee is all because of my mother. Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody else?
We see Sharat Prabhu back. So, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Sharat Prabhu is back. Sharat Prabhu, there was a discussion taking place about the confusion between Gayatri and Kama Gayatri. Can you shed some more light on that?
Gayatri and Kama Gayatri, in the slide, it was very, very clear. They are actually different. They are much.
One is an expansion of another one, right? So
yes.
Kama Gayatri is the original and Gayatri is an expansion. Is it one way or the other? I just wrote that PowerPoint, what I read it in that book,
Yes, yes. Kama Gayatri is the original.
Exactly, that's what I thought.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think the
And-
question from Lalita Mataji.
In response to the point that is raised by Lalita Priya Mataji, Sharad Prabhuji, do
Yes,
you
yes.
know about the Kama Bija that is mentioned in Brahma Samhita? What is that actually?
Kama Vijay in Brahma Samhita. I have to consult that straight away. I'll ask the next session.
I heard about it, but I don't remember exactly now.
Prabhuji, sorry, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Is Kama Bija and Kama Gayatri are different? I thought they both are the same.
I thought it was the same, basically one and the same. Am I
Yeah,
correct? Am I
Kama
wrong, right?
Bija was actually given to Lord Brahma at the time of secondary creation by Lord Krishna by blowing his flute into Brahma's ears when he was doing tapa.
Kama Bija means the seed of that, seed of
Yes,
that.
yes, Prabhuji.
I think I have a book on that by Jiva Goswami. I'll consult and I'll come back.
Okay, thank you. Any other point? So while you are thinking, I'm going to turn over to Sharad Prabhuji if you want to share anything more related to what today we discussed, or anything more also, whatever he wants to say, since so much time we have now. So Sharad Prabhuji, you have a free hand now.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we'll start from where we left yesterday regarding this Parakiya Bhava. I have got some more questions, a little more difficult questions. Let us try to understand them. The first one is, but before that, just to put you in the same grade, the gopis, there were two sets of gopis, the original gopis and the illusory gopis or the chaya gopis. The original gopis, they were with their parent in their parents' houses. And the illusory gopis, they were in their so-called husbands' houses.
Hello, we lost contact. Can everybody hear Sharad Prabhuji? I couldn't hear.
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji, he froze like.
So internet.
Some
Okay.
net issue.
In between, anybody else has a question, comments? Radha Vinod Prabhu, you want to say something?
No, Prabhuji, I asked the question already.
नित्य सखी माता जी, बहन जी आप कुछ बोलेंगे?
नहीं भाई जी. It was very interesting chapter lesson. Only this I want to say.
We are very, very happy. Shuddha Bhakti Mataji is here. Shuddha Bhakti Mataji, you want to add something, anything? Mataji?
No, Prabhuji, thank you. I'm just listening.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very glad. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat
So
Pranam.
wonderful class Prabhuji. प्रभुजी क्लास से यही मालूम पड़ता है कि कितने सारे सब सखिया गोपा सब भगवान की कितनी अच्छी से सेवा करते हैं. बस हमें वो उनमें से वही सीखना है कि कुछ भी एनी हाउ वी हैव टू सर्व लॉर्ड टू प्लीज हिम. वही एक शिक्षा मैंने ली है अभी.
अरे ये सिर्फ सुनने से, सिर्फ हियरिंग goes long way actually. Sirf hearing, we come to the mode of goodness.
Yes, Prabhuji. So nice, so nice.
Yeah, thank you. Samata Mataji, you want to say something?
So, Prabhuji, in that way, in Bhagavatam, each shloka is also personification of the in Bhagavatam.
Each shloka.
Bhagavatam में जितने भी श्लोका है वो भी सब personification है प्रभुजी.
Yeah,
each shloka.
Bhagavatam is one of the scripture, right? Bhagavatam is actually the Vangamaya, Sanskrit word is called Vangamaya Rupa, Swarupa of Krishna. Bhagavatam is directly Krishna himself.
So each sloka is serving the Lord like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
तो
भागवतम
प्रभु
is
जी जब हम भागवतम के श्लोका बोलते हैं तो हम इनडायरेक्टली कृष्णा की सेवा करते हैं, ऐसा हो ऐसा है?
Yeah, absolutely. That famous verse in the Bhagavatam, the very famous verse actually there, that speaks the same, exactly same, that Krishna himself descended in the form of the Bhagavatam to shed the light in the darkness of Kali Yuga. I forgot exact words. Somebody could remember that verse. Very famous verse.
3.43 3.43 प्रभु जी.
Exactly, very famous verse.
स्वधामुपगते धर्म ज्ञानादिभिः स कलो नष्ट दृश्यामि स पुराण और को दुनु.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Akshata. You recently passed the exam, right? Canto of the Bhagavatams. So,
yes, Prabhuji.
So
first canto.
That verse clearly says that it is purely the word of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Especially in Kali Yuga, it appeared for us, you know. So when he left, then he came.
Prabhuji, may I recite the shloka? I have it. Krishna svadhamopagate dharma jnanadibihi sa. Yes, Prabhuji, thoda garla kharab. Krishna svadhamopagate dharma jnanadibihi sa kalo nashta drashame sa punanor dhunoditah.
Thank you. Wonderful.
प्रभुजी मैंने फर्स्ट चैप्टर के सारे श्लोका सेकंड चैप्टर के 26 श्लोका बाय हार्ट कर दिए हैं.
Yeah, at one time I also by hearted entire second canto chapter पूरा by heart कर दो उसे. अभी भूल गया थोड़ा बहुत, इतना साल हो गए ना, इतने साल हो गए.
मगर जो भी याद करते तो हम हर रोज रिसाइट करते हैं.
याद आ जाती है, फिर याद आ जाती है.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Anybody else? Sharad Prabhuji, are you back? I think his internet, he must have lost internet.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, Dipti Mataji, yes.
I'm asking regarding those gopis. When they, sometimes in the past time, Krishna was visiting Radharani to convince her or to bring her out from the clutch of her mother-in-law. How was it possible that he was bringing out the illusory form and the original Radha journey was in her parents' house? It's a bit critical for me to understand.
This was all a Leela actually, no? Even though it was shadow Radharani in the house, Krishna still wished to go there, you know, because Yogamaya not only uses her illusory power to Krishna, gopis and all that, but sometimes even Krishna himself willingly comes under the illusion of his own potency, Yogamaya, so as to experience that particular rasa, you know. So Krishna used to go there, and he himself, as if he is unknown, that it was Chaya Radha, shadow Radha, not the real Radha, but he would still try to meet Radharani in her in-laws' home, you know. So this is all just to increase the rasa, to enjoy.
Yes, Prabhuji. It was very much.
Himself willingly comes under the illusion of his own potency. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, then we are going to end sooner because I'm not sure Sharad Prabhuji is back, because looks like he has an internet issue maybe. Anybody else, any particular question, burning questions? If not, then I'm going to request Saga Prabhu to conclude the class a little bit earlier. Okay, Saga Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Please accept my humble obsession. All go to Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Narasimhai. Namaste Narasimhai. Praladaladahi. Hiranyakasipurvaksahar, Shilatankar Nathale. Ito Narsingha, Parato Narsingha, Ito Narsingha, Parato Narsingha, Ito Yami, Ito Narsingha, Ito Yami, Ito Narsingha, Bar Narsingha, Viday Singha, Bar Narsingha, Viday Narsingha, Saram Prapade, Please, somebody.
Archana Mataji, Saga Prabhu is doing it. Archana Mataji. Archana Mataji. Sorry, Saga Prabhuji, Archana Mataji is not able to hear.
Okay.
Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Jai Shingade, Jai Shingade, Jai Shingade, Jai Shingade, Shingade, Jai Shingade, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you both, Saga Prabhu, Archana Mataji. Thank you. Thank you all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shila Prabhupada, Jai Shila Prabhupada. Go Krishna Tamam Bhajami. All glory to Srimad Bhagavatam. All glory to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan.